And where he want to take you is greater and deeper and to a place that you've never been before. Because if you can really stop and think about it, and you think about it, okay, well, I know this and I know that, but why is the enemy still defeating me? So it's like I haven't gone further enough yet. Jesus. Hallelujah. My God, man. Because I know I'm a conqueror. I'm more than a conqueror. I'm not defeated. But why? So God want to take you further. He want to take you deeper. He want to take you to that place that you've never been to before. He want to take you to that place that no one in your family have ever gone to. He want to take you to that place that no one in your community have ever gone to. Jesus. He's the one that placed a desire there. He's the one that placed that desire there. And you find yourself asking, how, God? What am I missing, God? How do I get there, God? Take me there, God. Jesus. I believe that there's a place in prayer. If you will learn to release your spirit. Jesus, man. I believe that. I believe that. I believe there's a place in prayer that if you can learn to release your spirit. Jesus. We learn it. Because if he placed a desire there, there is something that he want to take you to. There's a place. There's a place. Everything God says, everything God does is for a reason. There's a place. There's a place that you can go to that is so intimate. There's a place that you can go to that you will forget about you. There's a place that you could go to that you will lose you. That you will lose who you are. And everything will be centered around him. There's a place. And that's where God wants to take you. And you ask the question, how do I get there? 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 How do I get there, God? Have you ever asked yourself, there's something, but I can't put my hands on it? Jesus. There's something, but I can't put my hands on it. It's like I can't quite find it. But I know there's something. That's it. 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 If you can stay focused there, there's something, but I can't quite put my hands on it, but there's something. That's it right there. That's it. That's it. See, this whole journey with him is by faith. And you have to start telling yourself, I'm going to get there. I don't know, but God is going to reveal to me. I'm going to get there. Because this whole journey is about faith. It is about faith. It's by faith. You're going to receive from him by faith. Jesus. Oh. Hallelujah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my. Oh, my, say, kid, it about see, my show, my re. Oh, rebe, ma. Jesus. Oh. Amare. Come on, worship him. 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 Just for a moment. Come on, worship him. Come on, worship him. Come on, worship him. He's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. Come on, he's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. The psalmist said he's worthy. When you know that the Lord has forgiven you of much. When you know that the Lord has forgiven you of much. When you know that the Lord has forgiven you of much, you're more grateful. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Come on, press in, press in, press in. Come on, press in, press in. Come on, press in, press in. Release, release, release. Come on, release, release, release. Don't worry about who's beside you. Don't worry about who came with you. Don't worry about who's not here. Release. Don't worry about the troubles. Oh, release, release, release. Press, 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 press. Press, 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 press. Oh, oh my. He's worthy. He's worthy. Oh, he's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. Come on, he's worthy, saints. Glory, glory, Jesus. Hey, Amara. Oh, Mareke, Basia, Maso. Oh, Tamaka, Nabareke, de Basiama. Oh, Mareke, Asa, Mareke, da Basia, Mosho. Eh, Mako, no Basi, Kobarase. To Mareke, de Basama. Oh, my. Oh, Ramase, yeah, come on, press, press, saints, press, saints, press, press, press. Come on, press beyond your feelings. Come on, press beyond your flesh. Press beyond your tiredness. Press beyond that it's another Sunday. Press beyond that. No, this is a different Sunday. No, this is a different day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Oh, that's my sick kid. Oh, my sick man. You are worthy. Where my said, oh my Maria said, oh my, oh my, sika masha. All right. All right. All right. All right, we bless the Lord. Come on, you can be seated. You can be seated. We're going to learn something. Come on, you can be seated. Shamareke Utama Amaseya Maraku Utamareke Amananamas Uramasia Masha Oh, my. Oh, tama. Hey. Oh, amasi, amashama. Go. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, come on, isn't he good? Isn't he worthy? He's been so good. 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 Still is. Not just been. He still is. Still is. The Lord is worthy. The Lord is worthy. He's worthy. We love him. We we love him. We give him praise. We give him honor. We give him glory. You have to get to the place to where you look at things and say, you know, I'm not in this for another whatever. Because it is easy to be around people who are in it for just another whatever. But you in it and you're saying, I want to be like him. I want to experience with him. I hear people talk about their experiences and the things that their encounters and different things like that. And God, when is my turn? And so this is what you begin to ask. I mean, I don't know about you. Some people don't. They're just comfortable where they are. But if he's pressing on you for more, then there's a reason. There's a reason, and a lot of people um, just look comfortable, man. I'm all right with this, and there's no need to, you know, rock anything, cause any whatever. And that's the way a lot of people live. I mean, you know, some people live in such a way that no, I gotta have more. I understand what you are saying. I understand what you're doing, and I just want more. And I embark. I accepted him in my life um, because I wanted change, and I just don't want to be the same person that I used to be. And sometimes you have to ask or tell people, you know, um, I'm not that person that you remember. Sometimes you have to let people know that. But it's amazing the things that Jesus teaches us and what he actually does in our life and who he is and the things that he's doing and the things that he's saying and where he's taking us. And go to Matthew 14. I fell asleep on some things, but I did heard this. This is one day with him. Matthew, is it Matthew 14? Yeah. Not at verse 1 now. All right. starting at verse 13. And I want you to just listen to the content. Go ahead.
As soon as Jesus heard the news, he went off by himself
This is
in a boat to
this
a remote area to be alone.
this is John now. You talk about John beheaded. Go ahead.
But the crowd saw where he was headed and followed by land from many villages afar.
Go ahead.
So when Jesus came out of the wilderness, a vast crowd was awaiting for him, and he pitied them and healed all of them that were sick.
Go ahead.
That evening the disciples came to him and said, "It is already past time for supper, and there is nothing to eat here in the desert.
Go ahead.
Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy some food."
That's a message right there, but go ahead.
But Jesus replied to his disciples, "That isn't necessary. You feed them."
That's a message. Go ahead.
What? They exclaimed. "We have exactly 5 small loaves of bread and 2 fish."
Wrong answer. Go ahead. Keep going.
"Bring them here," he said unto them.
All right. Go ahead.
Then he told the people to sit down on the grass, and he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He looked up into the sky and asked his Father's blessing on the meal.
Go ahead.
Then broke the loaves apart and gave them to the disciples to place the bread before the people.
Go ahead. He's ministering now. Go ahead.
And everyone ate until they were full. And when the scraps were picked up afterwards, there were 12 basketfuls left over. About 5,000 men were in the crowd that day, besides all of the women and the children with them.
Go ahead.
Immediately after this, Jesus told his disciples to get into their boat and cross to the other side of the lake, while he stayed to get the people started back to their home.
Go ahead.
Then afterwards, he went up into the hills to pray. Night fell, and out on the lake, the disciples were in trouble.
Now stop. Listen. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. Now you done ministered to all these people. You should be tired. But why are you going into the mountain to pray? You should be tired. Where are you finding the strength to do all this? Now you heal all these people, then you fed them. Virtue had to leave out of you. And to deal with all these people over, well, the Bible say 5,000, but we know it's more than that. Men, but we know it's more than that. And you deal with all these people. And you got to deal with the disciples on teaching them. That's a lot in a day's time. And the day still isn't over. So the Bible said after he had missed the people, sent them away, he went into the mountain to pray. There's something about praying the way he prayed that gives you strength to keep doing what's needed. See, when you are tapping into, let me say this. Prayer is more than just you going in and asking for things. It should be you ministering to the Spirit of the Lord. How many people start out prayer? Father, I thank you for the food. Father, I thank you for giving me. Father, I thank you for going. But you never take the time to minister to him. If you read the Psalms, you'll read David ministering to the Lord. Why are you ministering to him? He need ministering to. It's for your benefit. It's for your benefit. Have you ever prayed a prayer where you didn't ask God for anything? Because of the norm is, okay, I'll thank him for who he is. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And after that, okay, God. Now you start with your list.
That's right. That's right.
But have you ever prayed a prayer? Because one of the things that many things he could have thanked him for. Father, I thank you for touching the people. I thank you for feeding the people. I thank you for the strength you've given me in this body. Though he's God now in the flesh, but he needs strength for the body. There's a lot he could have said. I miss being in your presence. I miss being with you. Because it's something about releasing your spirit when you're in prayer. Most of the saints never do it because they don't know how. When you become intimate, it's not about you. Releasing your spirit, it becomes a spiritual thing. Now you realize that now prayer is more than just about things. It's spiritual. No wonder the man's needs were met. No wonder that there was not a struggle. See, we take the Lord's Prayer and we fix it the way we want it to fit us. And he said to pray like this. And before, everything now is about things. About what I can get. It's about the substance of what I can get. Listen, our Father, that right there is a year's worth of prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come. And I am in your kingdom. And I am working in your kingdom here in earth to cause your kingdom to manifest itself even the more. Now I ain't got to the things yet. I ain't got to the things yet. Because he promised to meet your needs. So I'm not focused so much on things because he knows what I have need of before I even pray. Before I even ask. Okay, God, these people treat me bad down here. He knows. Remember now, how could he not know if he's in you? If I'm with you always, think about this now. If I'm with you always, if somebody talk bad to you, you don't think I know? I'm with you. See, we treat him as he's distant. Like you hear some people say, come Lord Jesus. Come. He's in you. Listen, when the saints come together, 2 or 3, he's in the midst. 2 or 3 come together. Listen, he's in the midst. All right, here's what our thing is, Brother Joe, about what we ask for. Touching and agreeing. Asking anything. Here is what we ask for to show that we are substance people. We ask for things. What about asking him to fill us with the Spirit? Not just a feeling, but listen now. I heard the man of God say last night, he said, most people get baptized with the Holy Ghost, but they leave the and with fire out. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost, and then it said, and with fire. Because it ain't another house I need. It's not another car I need. See, Sister Deborah, it ain't another outfit I need. Those things I can get. Oh my. Jesus. It ain't another job I need. You can walk off of one job and get a job tomorrow. Or the same day. Some people feel like, well, that ain't gonna happen because you don't know what I went through the last time trying to get a job. And it'll put fear in you. You have to remember what you did the last time. Everything has to be done his way. All right? Now let's get some scriptures. All right? He's taking us someplace. He's doing something in us. Someplace you've never, ever gone before. Do you ever feel like you are on the brink of something, but you're not quite sure where you are in the process? You know that something is about to manifest, but you're not quite sure when or where. You know that something is about to happen, but you're not sure when or where. If that's the case, something is hidden. All right? The enemy wants nothing more than for you to miss it. He wants to keep you. He wants to keep everything, let's put it like this. He wants to keep everything hidden so you are stumbling around in the dark trying to figure out what it is. Think about this now. Now, we're not in the darkness. We're in the light. But then there are things that we know, I don't know what it is, and then you stumbling trying to figure out what the things are. So that means apparently something in your life is still in darkness. It shouldn't be, but it's still. Something's missing. And I'm trying to figure out what's missing. I'm not even dealing with your innermost, whatever. He doesn't want you to ever come to the revelation of who you are and what is available in Christ for you. So he sends distractions. Oh, the enemy works his game. He works his game. The enemy can sometimes put roadblocks or obstacles in our path to trip us up or to cause us to give up in frustration right before the breakthrough happens. The harder the frustration comes, the closer the breakthrough is, but you'll focus more on the frustration than the breakthrough, so you forget about the breakthrough and you give in to the frustration. It has happened. We've experienced, we've seen others. God also hides things from us as well. If you think about it, there is no way God will show us every little details of our lives from start to finish. Y'all figure that out. If y'all hadn't, you'll figure it out eventually. Y'all heart? He is. Must be going through menopause. Ain't no menopause? He said, no, man. No. I think the thing is on auto heat, auto something. Check it, Leroy. We probably won't be able to handle it if he were to show us every little thing all at once. That's good. God wants to show us where we are in our process today and what steps we need to take to get us to the next place of fulfilling our lives. Lord, give me my daily bread. Give me my daily understanding. All right, y'all ready? Luke 8:17. It's a lot of scriptures. Luke 8:17. Luke 8:17.
This illustrates the fact that someday everything in a man's heart shall be brought to the light and made plain to us all.
Yeah. See, here's what we look at. We look at the wickedness of everything. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Listen, it shall come to the light. If that is true, then God, everything that you, listen now, that you have hidden from me shall come to the light. See, we look at the negative side of it. Well, anything done in the dark is going, well, I know that. So if there are things that I'm stumbling trying to find out about him, then that means it must come to the light. It must come to understanding. It must come clear to me. Because I'm not doing anything to cause sin to be revealed. I hope not. I hope not. I hope y'all listen to what I'm saying now. I hope y'all kind of through with that. I hope it has run its course. You know, if something has run its course, it's over. You ever been in a bad relationship and it ran its course and you say, okay, well, I'm through with that. All right. Some of you ain't saying that. Some of you saying that. But I want it to work. Well, I'll tell you what. If you wanted it to work with me, pay me. They paid them in the Old Testament. Just go ahead and pay me. I don't want no goat. I don't want no camel. You got to feed those things. Now, I know cars, automobiles, you got to feed that also. But I'll take my chance on feeding the mechanical rather than the animal that I have to keep life. See, if the car conk out, I can get another one. With the day that we're living in, there's something happened to the animal, then people want to know what happened. They ain't ask me what happened to my car. They ask me what happened to the animal. So I don't need no goat, no sheep, no horse, no donkey, no camel, what else? Oxen. I don't need none of that neither. All right? Y'all get that straight right there. Daniel 2:22. Hey, I don't know what that phone telling y'all. Is it telling y'all something? Daniel 2:22. Whose phone can't shut up? Shut the phone up. That Al phone, that ain't my phone. He got that talking, what is a parrot? The parrot talking.
He reveals profound mysteries beyond man's understanding. He knows all hidden things, for he is the light, and darkness is no obstacle to him.
Now, if God reveals this, guess what he's looking for? Someone he could trust that he could reveal it to. Because remember now, he want to talk to you about things that he sees and knows. You want to talk to him about things he already knows. Oh, that don't go over too well. Well, wait a minute, man. Listen, he already knows. Tell me what he doesn't know about you. The thing about it is, what he knows about me is what he already knows. I want to know what I don't know about him. So when I come to him in prayer, I should be coming to find out what I don't know about him. And in that, he'll reveal to me secret things. Your prayer life changing. Your prayer life changing. Is your prayer, listen, turn to somebody, time for your prayer life to change. Grow up. See, they're scared to say grow up. That part went over. Grow up. It's time for your prayer life to change. It's time for you to know what is going on with the city you live in. Because God want to reveal. It's time for you to know why your family can't get that breakthrough. It's time for you to know what is blocking the financial aspect of your family? What's blocking them from receiving? God want to reveal it. It's time for you to know that there's witchcraft over your city. I'll help you out since you want to know. And I'm not talking about with voodoo working all this stuff. No, witchcraft. Where there's rebellion, where man think that he or she is this, and he looks within himself for power, for strength, is witchcraft. Because that then results in there ain't no God. The devil is a liar. There is a God. And he is the only God. And guess what? I'm in him. You're in him. He's in us. He's the only. He recognizes another. Jesus, man. Listen, we getting ready to, listen, some deep things getting ready to be revealed. Hidden things. Because I'm learning now, God, how to release. I'm learning now how to come before you spiritually and not carnal, not crying about what I can get. Well, God, they won't give me my money. Okay. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Is there any good thing that I will withhold from those who walk upright before me? If there's nothing good that I would withhold from you, then how in the world you telling me you coming to God crying but they're holding up something? How could they hold up what is yours? See, a lot of times we try to make people do things. That's witchcraft. Because I'm trying to force you to do what you don't want to do. But if I give you to him and let him deal with you. See, there's no darkness in him. See, God will send angels to deal with him in the dream. See, your prayer life changing. Your prayer life changing. Okay, God, what about these children now? You got to do something with these children and blah, 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 blah. Your prayer life changing. Could you imagine? I remember a young man told me some years ago. He said, God already put it in your heart. And I'm trying to figure out, man, what in the world God put in my heart? God already put it in your heart. What in the world God put? You know how much stuff in my heart? Say, God already put it in your heart. And I never thought to ask God for what it is that you place in my heart. I'm trying to figure out through all these stuff what it is. He's already given you the answer. The answer is already in your heart. If I had just stopped and just seen his face, say, okay, God, I don't know the hidden things you placed in me. And I don't know how to cause this stuff to come to the forefront. But if you would do this in me, if you would teach me, it would have came out just like that. I went months, years, trying to figure out what is in my heart. Because I refused. Nobody taught me how to do it. So I'm teaching you now. Put your little feelings to the side. I'm mad today. So I'm going to pray to God. I'm mad. But what are you going to pray about? He already know what happened. Now I can acknowledge him and let him know. But still, I need to come back to worship. And it's hard to worship God when you're mad. Listen. Let me help you out. It's hard to worship God when you're hurt. It's hard to worship God when you're in your feelings. It's hard to worship God when you're going. Listen, if you have learned and mastered how to worship God when your heart is broken. Jesus, man. Your heart is broken, but you have learned how to worship him in spite of. But now the question becomes this: how is it my heart being the one broken all the time? How much of this is it me and how much of it is the enemy? Because if I keep going through this, it's a setback for me. Yeah. I can't get to where God wants me to be because the enemy keeps setting me up. Well, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that. When you make your mind up and say, you know, if nothing else I do, I'm going to satisfy him in one area of my life. There must be something big getting ready to happen. Why you keep fighting me in the same area? Why you keep fighting me in the same area? Why does the enemy fight you in the area of finances? Please tell me. If there is something big, if there is something hidden, oh, I can share some stuff with you, but I'm not going to share it. Maybe one day, when the Lord bring it back. Maybe one day. Let me share something with you. It's amazing how God will tell you to do something in secret. And when you do it, it works. Now, it's amazing when you tell yourself to do something and then get mad with God when it don't work. Ain't that something? I want God to correct my mess. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody ever? You made the mess. Now you want, listen now. You planted this. And now when it grows, it doesn't produce the type of fruit you were expecting. Oh my goodness, man. It's amazing how God has designed the earth to produce after his own kind. Everything produces after his own kind. Everything produces after his own kind. Sin will produce after his own kind. There's a fruit, it'll produce. Whatever. Love produces after his own kind. Whatever. Jesus produces after his own kind. You get in him, you produce. You get in Satan, you're going to produce. The earth will produce after its own kind. It doesn't matter. But it's amazing how when I sow something, I don't realize the system that's set up to cause things to produce. You're going someplace in God, and it's becoming more about him and less of you. See, most of us get caught up on loneliness. Loneliness. And so we start filling the gap with things. Let me help you with this right here. Let me help you with this right here. When we was in the Bahamas, the last time we was there, I don't know how long ago that was. But anyway, the man of God said this. I thank God for Prophetess Mason. And she connects us with these spiritual men, pastors, most of them. The man of God said this right here. He said, you don't have a problem. There's a solution to every problem. You focus on the problem, not the solution. Well, if that's true, then God is my solution. So why am I focusing on the problem and blowing it up when he is the solution to my problems? The man of God said this. He said this, in which I heard it later on, and it could have been through somebody else. He said this. He said, one of the things that a rich man has that a poor man has is time. Everybody has the same amount of time. How many of you woke up this morning at a certain time, and whether you woke up at 12 midnight, when it gets back around to 12, that's 24 hours in a day. So everybody has the same thing. And in spite of how much money you have, everybody has the same amount of time. The difference between the rich man and the poor man is the rich man needs your time. To cause him to become richer. Because he knows you wasting your time. So why not give you a little bit of money for your time? And you settle with the little bit of money, trading currency for time. God set the earth up in a time frame. But he's outside of time. So what is more important to you? To be trapped in time or out of time with him? Because if I'm out of time with him, he will show me how to function in time and get the most out of my time. When you figure it out, you'll go someplace in life. How much time you waste sitting? Let me share something with you to help you out. Everything and everybody is after your time. Amen. Amen. That's how important you are. I'm going to show you how, this is how important you are now. This is how important you are. Everybody and everything is after your time. You're very important. Let me help you out to show you what I'm telling you is true. We're going to start from the head and come down. All right? God is after your time.
Amen. Yes. Amen.
Isn't he?
Yes. Amen.
Some of y'all still ain't convinced. He ain't after my time. Yes, he is. How much time are you going to spend with me out of this 24 hours? Adam, the Bible said, in the cool of the day, he came and visited Adam in the evening when he came and visited Adam. In the cool of the day, he came and visited Adam because I wanted his time.
That's right. That's right.
That's how important you are. We'll go to the next entity, the enemy. He wants all your time. Every bit of it, he wants all your time to benefit him because he knows one thing will produce another thing. Listen, you can spend time with God, let's say an hour, reading and whatever else. Where when you walk away and go into something else, you still spending time with him because you're doing what he called you to do. So now your time with him adds up to about 5 or 6 hours. Because you're doing what he called you to do. You're meditating. You're scared of that part. You're meditating. You are talking to somebody about him. That's still his time. The enemy the same way. His thing is, the more I can get you to meditate about me and my sin and what I've set up in your life, you will spend 10, 12 hours a day with him. That's how important your time is. You're valuable? That help you in it. Sister Deborah, you got 24 hours in a day. What do you plan on doing with it? Got 24 hours in a day. What do you plan? Man, it's hot. It is hot. Yeah. Y'all still cool? Y'all still comfortable? I'm hot. You comfortable? My Lord. Well, don't turn it somewhere. Keep it where that there. Everybody comfortable. You got to be comfortable? Well, let me start taking off these clothes. I got on short pants. Don't worry about it. My leg lotion. Could you imagine? Everybody after your time. You get involved with a relationship, time. Whether it's one that the enemy sent, whether it's one that God sent, time. How much time you going to spend with me? Man, I got things I got to do. How much time you going to spend with me? Man, I got to get this done. How much time you going to spend with me? Then the boss man is asking, listen, I need you to be to work, blah, blah, blah. This is the time that's set for you. Everybody is after your time. God will show you. You ain't sitting idle. You're not idle. You're working. You're doing something with your time. You're not idle. God will show you where you're wasting time. I promise you, in a 24-hour cycle, we waste on certain days 10 hours. And you'll never get it back. I can spend 10 hours in front of the TV because the TV wants my time also. I can spend whatever hours on the computer because it wants my time also. You ever just kids with you and doing things and stuff like that? And some of them will, they're doing things. They got things that they can play with, do things and stuff to occupy them. They coming to you. I want your time also. See how important you are? See how valuable you are? Everybody and everything wants your time. Now you know why you need to be praying and asking God for the hidden things, because I have so much time. Could you imagine a person's life who have been short of his time that God gave them? Listen, if we can add up the time that you spent on the face of this earth, majority of it went to nothing. Were wasted. God still loves you though. Because he says, if you can give me 1 hour out of your whole life, I love you. If you can give me a moment, because some people don't come to God until on their deathbed. They live life for the enemy all those years, and on their deathbed, I still love you if you didn't give me but 1 minute. Boy, what a waste. What a waste. Then you got those who are in religion. What a waste. What a waste, Brother Joe. What a waste of the people who are in religion, and you wasting your time in these, what you call these prayer, these obligated prayer, where you have to pray like this in the morning, you have to pray like that in the evening, you have to pray like that at night. It's amazing when you feel like you're obligated to pray. Like you obligated to pray. How you mean? Every night I pray the same prayer. Because you're obligated. That's how you feel. Well, wait a minute. Who sets the time when you pray? You set the time. The Bible said Jesus went, he dispersed the crowd. It didn't say in the cool of the day God visited him. Whenever he felt the need, he went and visited the Father. He went and sat and talked with his Father. He's in you now. But you're going to have to go and sit and talk with him. And when you go talk with him, it's amazing how all type of thoughts coming and you can't give him your undivided attention. You can't just sit and think and talk to him without all these thoughts coming. So you know what that means? You did not disperse the crowd. The crowd came with you. You ain't got to go with me. You ain't got to go with me, baby. You'll figure it out one day, teacher. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out one day. When you're growing in the Lord, you'll figure it out. I'm praying to the Lord and all these thoughts coming of people, things that they did to me. Now I'm bringing them in the prayer room with me. The Bible says meditate. Well, let's move on. Let's move on. There's no need to make people upset. St. John 15:15. This is the month of love because it's the month of my birthday, so this is the month of love. I don't know what y'all call February, but this is the month of love. Anybody born in January? Lena? Joanne? Oh, my Lord. My Lord. Change your birthday. Change your month. Change your month. Change your month. Teacher says she ain't got nobody in October with her. You go move to October. Amen. Anybody in the months that you know too many people not born in? Anybody know the month? Anybody know a month where too many people not born in? June. Well, y'all could be born in the same month. All right. I'm going to talk with who you talk to about that to get your birthday changed? Huh? You can get your name changed? You can get your birthday changed too? Listen, I got favor with man and with God. I will come in here with a brand new birth certificate with her name on it. I will change her name and her birthday. Who can't do that? And you would no longer be from the U.S. Kuwait. Congo.
I no longer call you slaves.
Listen now.
For a master doesn't confide in his slaves.
Now listen now. Now this is different from the servants that, listen, but I don't call you a slave because a master does not talk to his slaves, his servants about hidden things. Your boss man don't talk to you about certain things. Some of you probably don't know them. But they don't talk to you about certain things. Go ahead. Because here's the thing. The more I can hide from you, the better it is for me.
Now,
see, wait a minute. I can't tell you how much money I actually make. Because then you're going to ask for more. And you're going to know you're being cheated. Correct? I can't tell you that I make 2 or 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, $10 million a day off of you. Because you're going to say you're using me. Can't talk to you about that. I told her, no, I can't say that on the camera. Catch me after the camera. Just make sure now it's related to the job. When the camera go off, then I can share something. Go ahead.
Now you are my friends.
Now you are my friends.
Proved by the fact that I have told you everything that my Father has told me.
Wait a minute. I have told you everything that my Father have told him. Now, stop. The Bible says this. If everything that was done, that Jesus did, was written in a book, there would not be, at that time, enough book to hold all of it. So there are certain things that you and I don't know. But he says, I have told you everything. So everything means everything that the Father told him. I'm short on everything. My prayer life have to change to learn everything. So I'm finding out, Brother Joe, how did the disciples get you to tell them everything? I want you to understand their time. They were with him basically 24 hours a day. Oh boy, you catch it a little bit. They were with him all the time. Let me say it again. They were with him all the time. See, if someone is with you, doesn't mean they're with you all the time. You can be with me and I ain't talking to you. You ever thought about that? But the person with me, no, that person someplace else, man. I can tell the way the person looking at you. That person ain't with you. The person with you, as far as physically, but they're somewhere else. You ever seen somebody who says they're in a relationship and you look at the relationship of the two people and you say to yourself, man, that person ain't with you. That person's somewhere else, man. Or you got the person body with you, but the person mind somewhere else. No, when you with me, I want you to be with me. That's like us in here. Say that again.
That's just like us in here.
Go ahead.
Our bodies are here, but our minds are someplace else.
You got to be kidding. Nobody do that. Not in the house of God. Not in the house of God, is it? You listen to what I say, don't you? Not in the house of God. Nobody don't do that. I wonder if the chicken is burning up at the house. You should have turned it off. I wonder where we going to eat lunch at. You should have turned it off. Listen, when you are with him, you are with him. This is the only way you're going to learn.
Right.
He fixed it in such a way that I will never leave you. So that means if you are with someone else, I'm still with you. I just want you to talk to me. Acknowledge me. You need to know the stuff. He already knows it. You need to know it. Okay, God. It's been 10 years and my spouse isn't saved yet. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? You can't blame him. His word doesn't come back to him void. He's not a liar. If that's true, then it means, God, give me, teach me. What am I not doing? What do I need to do? Maybe it's the word compassion. Boy, that's a bad word in this country here. Compassion. The Bible said Jesus had compassion on the people. Compassion. All right. Let me move on. Did we finish? Yeah, I think we did. My Father have made known unto me. Okay, everything. All right, next verse. Proverbs 25:2. Woo, y'all get this right here. You get this right here. Boy, it is the glory of God to do this right here. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to do this. Amen. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. But the honor of kings is to search out a matter. In other words, what have you concealed that I hadn't searched out yet? If you realize who God is, if you just think as to who God is, you are seeking for everything. In other words, God, I want to tap into your mind. I want to know who you are. I want to know what you know, because if I know what you know, it'll make me a better me. You listen. All right, let me help you out. Anybody ever heard the book? What is Rich Dad Poor Dad? Something. Anybody ever heard that book? The man wrote the book, and here his thing is, I wrote the book, and people want to tap into my mind by reading the book. Why? Sir, say that again. Because they want to know how he did it. And the saints, God call you kings. Listen, queens, kings. We're all sons. That's why he said kings. But listen to this now. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. How could you become a better whatever? How could you become a better prophet, better prophetess, a better evangelist, a better pastor, better apostle, better teacher, if you don't find out what God has concealed concerning you and the ministry placed in you? If we were put in a place where we had to rule a country, we'd be in trouble. Not every one of us now. Some of us will rule well. But a lot of us, the servant would walk off and leave you. Because they starve. Why? You didn't tell the people to go gather. You didn't tell them to go plant. You look for the next party. Anytime you are in a position of a king, you must learn how to take down territories to expand your kingdom. If this is true, Sister Deborah, then I must learn how to take down territories to expand my ministry. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Go figure it out. Y'all go figure it out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, the more of him I know, the more of this I know, the more valuable I become in the kingdom. Now what happened is territories begin to search me out because they want to hear the wisdom that God has shared. Amen. See, if you ain't got nothing to offer, why am I calling for you to come into my territory? Because I want you to understand this. When you find out the territory God give you, someone else is after it. Or someone is occupying. All right. Let me get back up here. See, you want to shout on half knowledge. You ain't got all the knowledge. You want to shout. What, Pastor? Nobody can occupy. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. But the honor of a king. Boy, his job is to search out the matter. I got to find out what it is that caused Jesus to move the way he moved. And the only way I can find this out is to research, to talk to him. How did you do it? What was your passion? What moved you? What caused you to get up in the morning? What did you eat? Oh, Lord have mercy. You go, listen, anybody bought a book in the last year and read it? Bought a book. Why did you buy the book? You want to find out what? What do you want to find out? You want to find out what the title of the book is? I can go through the bookstore and look at the title. But why did you want to know it? Because you want what? You're trying to find out how this person did it. How did you accomplish this? How did you get there? How did you walk in your ministry? And people make millions, billions off of your time.
Yes.
Off of your time. Off of your time. Look at the time you spend here. Why? You should ask the question. This is what you should ask some people. Not everybody. I'm talking about people who have been called out, the ecclesia. You should ask them, not church folks. You should ask them, why are you going to church today? Why are you going to this meeting? Why? Well, because it's Sunday. Stay home. Because you're not ready for the meeting. You have the wrong mindset. Well, because I sing. Stay home. You have the wrong mindset. Why? Think about it. Think about it. Somebody spent time with God to find out. Somebody spent time with Christ to find out. The disciples spent time with him. And it was easy for him to say, I give unto you power and authority because you know the intimate things about me. You know things that men don't know about me. Now, how will you and I learn it? Prayer is important. Did I give you the next one? I didn't give you the next one, Sister Deborah? I'm not going to cheat you. Amos 3 and 7. Amos 3 and 7. This is a good one. Y'all should remember this. Amos 3 and 7. Prophets use this one all the time. Boy, they gloat on this. I'm a prophet and you don't spend no time with him. How you going to reveal to you? Anybody ever? Amos 3 and 7? Anybody ever? Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Surely I'm not going to do anything except I reveal it to you, prophet. Surely I'm not going to do anything. Why would he reveal it to you, Sister Deborah? Why? Everybody say he revealed to the prophet, but they don't understand what kind of relationship the prophet has with him. Because I know a whole lot of people that are prophets and don't even know they're a prophet. So why would I reveal to you anything when you don't spend no time with me? It was easy for the disciples to go back and preach about Jesus because they spent time with him. You didn't have to listen, they didn't have to dig something up to try to find out. They didn't have to go buy this and buy that. All they did was open the scroll because that's what he did. They taught based on what he taught them. They were not conquerors. That's what I think. I just think the disciples just were not conquerors. You think so, Sister Deborah? I don't think they were conquerors. I think they were just people. You think so? Happy people? Think about it now. Look at what God is doing in you. Look at where he's taking you. Lord, if you can do anything in your people, get them to a place to where they know you. Anybody? Jeremiah 33 and 3. That sound familiar? Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and shew thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. First Corinthians 2 and 9. It's familiar. 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. Familiar. This is familiar. Y'all know this scripture. Now, you.
It is written,
I forgot.
I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
Are you serious? Go to the next verse. But
Verse 10.
10.
But God hath revealed unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searches
10.
For the Spirit searches all things, ye the deep things of God.
Now, if you want to know the deep things, and you go into God and you're not in the Spirit, you ain't ready. I told you earlier, I said, when we go into a place that you're going to have to learn how to release your spirit when you're in prayer. To get these things. Most people don't want it. I just want to know how you make your business work. Could you tell me? First of all, let me help you out. First of all, I was led by God. All right? You didn't know nothing about that. See? I was led by God. This ain't something I pop up and say I wanted to do. There was something he birthed in me. Okay? The next thing is, I followed his plan. And I kept him at the center of it all. And I honored him. How did you honor him? I honored him by sowing seeds into whom he told me to sow it into. I never got to the place to say I did it. I kept him at the center. I kept him in the forefront. See, let me tell you something about man, even with callings in the life of men and women. When God start using them or God start prospering them, watch and listen. If he or she is not a humble person, they'll start telling you what they did and what belongs to them, and nothing no longer comes out about who God is. So now, in other words, I took the credit, I did it, and God said, I fired you. You didn't know he fired you. Let me tell you a person who is on the brink of this. When you stop acknowledging God about certain decisions concerning your business or your ministry or your family, you're on the brink of being fired. If you begin it with him, stick with him. If you didn't start out with him, get in him. And whatever he tells you to do, that's what you do. Because what worked for me may not work for you. I want you to understand this now. What worked for me may not work for you. And what God might be telling you to do, because of your intimate with him, he may not be telling me the same thing. Ministries fail because of this that happens with them. Because man always wants to be the center. That's witchcraft. He or she wants to tell people, look what I did. You didn't do anything. I'm learning that even the more. Let me tell you something. If you think you've done anything, let God take the breath out of your body. You've done nothing. Because without him breathing in you, constant. Because if there's no air on the earth, you through. So he has to constant breathe for you and I to breathe, to live. The next thing is, if he take the brains out of your body, out of your head, what do you have? You can't function. Sister Deborah, look here, my hand's holy now. You're going to have to cut that out. I'm going to have to cut this off because we're getting into the XXX stuff here. Is it called XXX? Sister Deborah, but they're taking me into the XXX really stuff. Listen, YouTube, I bless the Lord for you guys. I'm holy. Now, we're going to have to pray for a young lady in here that may be going the other way, but we're going to get her back. Come next Sunday, she'll be back in order. Bless the Lord for you.